Oh, got personal income tax rebate. Oh, sweet. Cap at $200.
So it's a very multifaceted sort of budget that we see here in 2024.
Disco ball, like your sign that they got reflected everywhere.
Yeah.
We have seen some of the common commentaries on the forums and through networks as well. After the point that we talk about, which is whether it's the election budget, some people's concern maybe is the goodies this time round of budget a bit too much. What's your thoughts on that?
There was too much, man. No lah, we need more. But yes, I suppose it's quite true. It's really a case of coming back to that point that this is in that sense, manifesto agenda of the 4G just before they take over and the stepping down of so-called the old guards, new guard coming over. And I suppose again in terms of what are the key issues that matters to Singaporean. For now, you have that little bit for everyone as a starting block, whether you're someone's about to start a family, worried about raising a family, or you are in rental flats and worry about your kids and education, or even can you afford to send the kids to childcare, etc. as well. So a little bit of everything along the way for almost everyone. More old age home or a village are the new style. Families taking care of their elderly. Healthcare too expensive, etc. as well. So I think it is really a starting point for many issues which are close to most Singaporean.
Yeah, my own personal just came to my mind. One potential angle back to the question on whether is it too much. It could be also from I guess could be taken from another angle where I think we have seen back on the point on the 4G leaders. I mean, we are at the time where potential transition is impending. I think over the last couple of years, we have seen the stance from the government, and with the 4G leaders came about the Forward Singapore initiative or angle. Perhaps one angle we could potentially take on this issue is they have done intensive focus group discussion studies, I think, meeting with different communities and segments and went down to the ground. Perhaps this could be one of the key outcomes of that, initial Forward Singapore plan for the next couple of years. So maybe it's a timing.
It's timing. I always find very amusing when we're just having some discussion with another group of friends. Well, we probably had too much alcohol. Things like the personal income tax rebate. When the person, oh, got personal income tax rebate. Oh, sweet. Cap at $200. But then. But it's still $200. So again, this is where too much, man. Like, we got $200 only. But I think the point here is there's a little bit for everyone.
Yes.
So it's okay, lor. $200 is still $200 in that sense.
So it's a very multifaceted sort of budget that we see here in 2024.
Disco ball, like your sign that they got reflected everywhere.
Yeah. Do you feel like there are certain groups, certain demographics maybe that may require even more attention than they are getting right now?
There always be. I suppose we always look at the disadvantaged group, the vulnerable group, or even those elderly, those who are on their own for whatever reason. It's always saddened me when I read, what some elderly pass on and just being discovered, that much later, alone, nobody, perhaps do have the means, we do have the time, we have the resources to pay more attention. I mean, our healthcare system is, again, a good example in which we reach a point where we can import and get the kind of treatment where in the past you may have to go to European countries, to the US to do, because we don't have those kind of very specialized, freaking expensive machineries here, but now we can. So similarly so I would say, perhaps the vulnerable, the young do more because you want to really ensure the mobility for their family when the kids when they grow up. special needs, especially because we do have the time and the resources now to do even more.
Uncle Song, as I'm listening to you, something else is coming to mind actually.
Ah.
It's about, I think one of the bigger concerns for the youth, apart from the economic concerns, is also about mental health in Singapore. Yeah, so I mean, I don't think we see so much of the budget addressing this issue. But do you, I mean, mental health
it's very
also
true.
affects youth,
It's very
I mean,
true.
across all
Indeed,
ages.
indeed.
Do you feel like this is something that the state will look at in the coming years?
This is where I think a lot more attention. I mean, certainly been reading a lot more, of cases of the young one coming under pressure for whatever reason. How well, and this is sometimes a case of how family themselves cope with it. So I say I'm not expert on this one in terms of to what extent parents themselves need to be more aware of how their children are behaving. At the same time, teachers themselves or employer themselves or workers themselves are observant of how their colleague their children or their students.
So basically, needing to build that web of
Understanding
understanding people who are then equipped with identifying.
Sounds like
the
Skill
rest of the
Futures
issue.
course.
skills. That's where the skills future can come
Yeah, I
in.
mean, it's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
Maybe that's what I will do with my beer.
I thought, especially latching on the point that you mentioned, Singapore being a small state, I think it's important very clearly that between the government, the people, the communities, the corporates all need to come together,
Yeah, it's
I guess, to
really
support
about-
one another and then driving this through. I think
Yeah.
this can't be done just by any single party,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
definitely
It's
not
really-
top-down. I guess the top-down direction could be set.
The top
And
down
then
is from what they
execution
yeah,
could be,
correct.
getting people
In terms
together
of-
and then
Yeah,
that's my takeaway, I guess,
It's true,
looking at all this.
I think ultimately what I'm hearing, which is also my perspective, is that I think we all have a role to play, be it as
Yeah.
an individual, a neighbor, working in an organization,
Correct,
etc.
correct.
Yeah.
If there's a wish list for you, top 3 things, we don't go on too long, but top 3 things for each of you, what would it be that you hope that the budget would have addressed or given or provided?
What I expected, and I think unfolding to come, and it's a huge change in policy as well in terms of some form of temporary unemployment benefit. Because again, theoretically, if Singapore as an economy generate more jobs than can be filled from the local labor force, you don't need any unemployment benefit because you can get work. But obviously, different reasons why people may not want to immediately go back to work, or as we've seen from the pandemic side, just because there's a pandemic, you cannot get work. Because of this and future unexpected event, it's perhaps good to have this plan B of a temporary unemployment benefit for particularly this group where they become unemployed for no fault of theirs, and because the economy is like this, everybody shut down. So that's good. So to me, I'm waiting for details of that one and how that can be tweaked.
My personal thoughts. I think that the budget 2024 is quite comprehensive. I think that there are so many social issues that we're facing today. Not all can be addressed. So I think as far as possible, I think it's already quite comprehensive. So I don't know if what more I want to see. But I think I don't have 3 points for you, but I think my support for anyone is really support for myself. And what I mean by that is, for instance, if they are giving support to the elderly for increase in budget for active aging centres, that relieves my burden for my parents in the future or my current grandparents, and I can possibly use that finances elsewhere. Or if they give me more support for maybe young kids, even though I don't have young kids, I'm giving an example, I could also relieve some of that financial burden for myself, and I could direct my finances elsewhere, that's somewhere more productive for me and my lifestyle. Yeah.
I guess,
There you go.
lastly for me, perhaps
Maybe more day off if when you become a
Always
mum,
welcome.
dad,
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I think that part we have seen some progress in that. Obviously, there's always a lingering thought of how much is enough. But I guess towards the aspect of looking forward to building, starting a family, I guess any support or more support from that particular front would be definitely encouraging. I think then the second point is, I think you touched on, which is home affordability. I think that's also a very valid point that hopefully I think with this trend that we've been seeing, we can hope that housing down in the future would also remain affordable for everyone. So I think these are some of the two key things that I thought about that perhaps I would like more support on.
Well, we have come to an end of another episode of Coffee Conversation with Uncle Song. Okay, today atas kopi. Little discussion more about post-budget FY 2024 for Singaporean, for the nation building, and going forward, what to expect. Are there any hit? Are there more misses? Or is this even an election budget? It's quite fun. Hopefully, they bring you some entertainment, a lot of knowledge, and until the next one. Oh, before we finish, we must obviously thank
you.
Ron over here, Wen Xuan over here for joining us for this little discussion. So until the next one, cheers and take care.
Bye-bye.